Hi, kids. It's me. It's Miss Rebecca again. And we're back in our online classroom. And I'm so excited to read this book to you today. We're going to stick with our dog book theme for now. And this one is really, really sticky. This book is called Walter the Farting Dog. He farts. I know. I know. The authors are William Kotzwinkle and Glenn Murray. They write the words, and it's illustrated by Audrey Coleman. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to love this one. It's really stinky. Here we go. Feel free to plug your nose if needed. Betty and Billy brought Walter home from the dog pound. Nobody wanted him, said Billy. But we love him, said Betty. Well, he smells awful, said his mother. I think you'd better give him a bath. Mother walked in and said, he still smells awful. And that's when they got their first clue. Look at that. He's like, there's like fart clouds in the air. The telltale bubbles in the water. He's probably just a little nervous, said Mother hopefully. His stomach must be upset. But Walter's stomach wasn't upset. Walter's stomach felt fine. He was perfectly normal. He just farted a lot. He did it when he bathed. He did it when he played with Betty and Billy. He did it when he walked around the house. He did it in the dining room, and he did it in the kitchen, and he did it in his sleep. Oh my gosh, can you guys see all those pictures? Pretty much everywhere he went, he farted. You can see the fart clouds. Oh, that dog farts morning, noon, and night, said Father. He can't help it, Daddy, said Betty and Billy. They didn't mind Walter's farts. So what if he farts? Billy said to Betty when they were alone in their room with Walter. Betty agreed. Walter agreed too. He sat there looking innocently around, farting. Take him to the vet, said Father. There he is at the vet. Farting, said the vet, or rectal flatulence, as we say in the medical profession, and prescribed a change in diet. That means what he eats. They gave Walter every kind of dog food. He farted. They gave him cat food. They gave him hot dogs, hamburgers, and lettuce and tomato sandwiches. They gave him fried chicken. They gave him rabbit food. They made him a vegetarian. No matter what that dog eats, he turns into farts, roared Father. Walter got the blame for everybody else's farts, too. If Uncle Irv let one slip, he just went and stood near Walter, and then all he had to say was, Walter, and everyone would look at poor Walter. Oh, that's not fair. Look at that guy. He has to go back to the pound, said Father. No, Daddy, please, begged Betty and Billy. Don't send Walter away. He goes tomorrow, said Father. They pleaded. Walter farted. It was all over. That night, Betty and Billy cried in their beds, and Walter looked at them unhappily. Oh, Walter, said Betty, you've got to stop farting, because Father's going to send you back to the pound tomorrow, said Billy. There they are, all in their room, looking so upset. This says fart-free biscuit. So they gave him like fart-free biscuits and he's trying to eat them up and the cat's looking at him like he's crazy. Okay, Walter knew how serious the situation was. He'd never seen Betty and Billy again. He resolved to hold in his farts forever. When Betty and Billy fell asleep, he walked down to the kitchen to see if there was anything around to eat. He managed to open the cupboard door with his nose and found the 25-pound bag of low-fart dog biscuits the vet had prescribed, which had made him fart even more. Even though he knew they made him fart more, he couldn't resist. He ate the entire bag. Very tasty, said Walter to himself. And then he went to lay down on the sofa. That's the couch. A giant gas bubble began to build inside of him. This is going to be trouble, he said to himself nervously. He was afraid of what might happen if he let it go. He thought maybe the house would explode, so he kept it in. It wasn't easy. In fact, it was torture, but he had resolved never to fart again. His future depended on it, and he lay there with his tail wrapped tightly between his legs, and then he heard a noise at the window. He watched it slowly open, and a pair of burglars came through. They dropped silently into the kitchen. "Watch out for the dog," said one of the burglars. "He won't bite," said the other. "He's a wimp." Walter might have bitten them, except he was so filled with gas he couldn't move. They tied a rag around his snout so he couldn't bark. "Okay," whispered the first burglar, "let's clear the place out." And they took everything they could get their hands on. Walter wanted to stop him, but he was having unbearable gas pains. He rolled on his back and waved his paws in the air. He gnashed his teeth. "We've got it all," said the second burglar. "Let's go." Uh-oh, what's going to happen? That's when Walter let it fly. It was the worst fart of his life. It made a tremendous noise and shot him across the room. A hideous cloud filled the air. The burglars clutched their throats, unable to breathe. With tears in their eyes, they raced for the window. They tried to grab their bag with all the valuables in it, but their arms were too weak. "Let's get out of here!" They jumped out the window and ran up the block, choking and gasping for air. Still blinded by Walter's attack, they stepped into the headlights of an approaching police car. "Hold it right there," said the policeman. Oh, there they are. Oh my gosh, they're suffering. When Father and Mother came down in the morning, they found the open window, and they saw the big bag of their valuables in it, and Walter was sitting beside it. He still had the rag tied around his snout. That's his nose. You'd have to say he looked heroic. "He saved the silverware," cried Mother. "He saved the VCR," said Father. That's what they used to call the machine that played movies. It was a VCR. We don't really have those much anymore. "Good dog, Walter. You're our dog, even if you fart all the time." Aw. And so the family learned to live with Walter, the hero dog. And that's the end of our tale. Now, if you look at this picture right here, Walter's sitting here, and there's this cloud, but then there's this funnel collecting his farts. I wonder what it's doing. Oh my gosh. This last page says Walter's Wonder Park, 100% natural gas powered. They're using his farts for energy so that all the rides can go around in the park. That's hilarious. And if we look back at this page, they're one great big happy family. So it turned out really well, didn't it? And now they get to have like an amusement park in their backyard, probably. The end. Great book. I love this book. I love it that they learn to live with Walter and all of his farts. Okay, so I have a little lesson for you that builds on the lesson that we did last time. Last time we talked about the word dog, and dog is spelled D-O-G. Dog. D-og, right? Now, what's cool about this is we can turn it into what we call a word family. So if we keep the OG on the end and take away the D, we can use a different letter to spell a very similar word. And in this case, a word that rhymes. So let's try this one. L. O. That's that sound for L. O. Og. Log. 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 We spelled another word with the same two letters on the end. So we had d-og, and now we have log. Okay, let's try another one. Og. Og. A bog is like a muddy, swampy type area outside. Okay, let's try this one. J. That's a J. Og. Jog. Like maybe some of your parents or you've seen people jog on the road. It's kind of like running. People do it for exercise. They wear kind of like jogging clothes. Og. Jog. How do you spell jog? J-O-G. Okay, let's try another one. Og. Og. Hog. Like a pig. A hog. Yeah, a big pig is a hog. Okay, so we've got hog, and then we've got, you can even spell words that you don't necessarily know the meaning to, but it's still, you can make up your own word too, and just practice your sounds. So it's og, cog, like a cog in a wheel. How about og, nog, nog. Sometimes people shorten something like eggnog, what you eat, that you drink at Christmas time, and they shorten it to nog. Can I have some nog? It's like you drink it. It's really good. It has milk. And so nog, or your noggin. Noggin. Okay, so how do you spell dog? Let's practice. D-O-G. Dog. Great. So how are we going to spell log? With an L. L-O-G. Log. Okay. Let's spell hog. H-O-G. Hog. Okay. Let's go back to B. How are we going to spell bog? Bog. What are we going to have to put in front of the OG? Og. Bog. Okay, let's do jog. What are we going to put in front of the OG? Og. You just learned how to spell a whole bunch of words using the same ending letters and just changing the sound in the beginning. Jog, nog, og. So what I want you to do until our next video is I want you to take this word family that started as dog, right? And see if you can work with your parents on creating more words with that ending. Again, I can't wait to see you again. And I am really hoping that you get to practice and you can practice your writing, right? So if I have, let me show you this. If I have og, I can practice my writing, go down with 2 bumps, the O like a circle, and the G that comes around like a circle, but then kind of has a little lip on it. So you can take your word and practice writing it underneath. When you do this, also make sure that you're holding the marker or the crayon or the pencil like this. It's called a 3-point pencil grip. Your middle finger goes underneath, your pointer finger goes on top, and your thumb holds it all in place so that you're kind of pinching the pencil together in those first 3 fingers. Okay, so I put it down, I pick it up, this stays underneath to support, this one goes on top, this one comes down here. So you have a lot of stuff to practice, and thank you for coming, and thank you for talking to me. And our next book is going to be, wait, right here, Super Dog. He's got like a cape and everything, which is also cool. All right, have a great day, you guys. I adore you. Thanks for coming online to talk to me, and I will see you soon. Bye.